What's going down? It's your boy, That Guy Mile High, tuning back in for the Kush Coughfee Morning Show, episode 41. Gang, gang, gang. Yeah, baby. We got Turner one take. He turned back up, you know what I'm saying? Robles, per usual. That's my dog, though. We got Eric in the background. What up, Ninja?
Sir. What's happening, bro? How you feeling?
Man, I'm chilling, bro. It's Monday.
Yeah, I feel good, man.
Feeling really good. You know what I'm saying? We got a new car. So, you know, we ain't got to rush so much in these mornings.
Hell yeah.
You dig? Which is gonna
feel real good.
Yeah, and it's going to help with the, it's like right on time because we're getting ready to start doing the live shows.
That's right.
So
that's perfect. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like this helps because, you know, those live shows, you never know.
Technical difficulties. You don't know what can happen.
Just that, but they may just go longer than anticipated. You know, these may get longer because we got that engagement. So you never know. Yeah. But shout out to you guys, man. Welcome to episode 41. Okay, it's Monday. We got this week, and then next week is when we're gonna officially start the lives.
Yep.
And it will be the final week of season 1.
That's hard.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Quick. Season 1 will be over. We will hit episode 50 next Friday. Bro, that's crazy, bro. We made it. Congratulations to you. Shout out to you, Turner, because you've turned up for like all of them. I say at least 85% of these shows you are on now.
It's dope because it was 70%. Unexpected.
Nah, bro, I say it's a little more than that, bro. I feel like on a regular basis, I think you've every week pretty much have maybe made all the shows, but maybe one. There might be like a random day you don't show up. Yeah. And I think there's only 1 week since you started coming on that you only came on one like show. And then I think like that week you were busy or whatever, but like, and that was in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was when all the car shit with me was happening.
Yeah. So you pretty much like stay faithful though, showing up early as fuck.
That's dope. It was unexpected. That's why it's dope as fuck. Bro.
Yeah,
I gotta stay active. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel that. But shout out to you, man, because it's only been a pleasure having you on. You know what I'm saying? We go way back. Yes, but you know what I'm saying? It's definitely cool to, you know, be kicking it with you on a regular basis again, because we definitely don't kick it enough.
For sure.
But then you also bring something to the table, which is dope, because I read the comments and shit. You know what I'm saying? And there's a bunch of people who tune in just for you.
That's crazy.
Niggas be turning like, bro, man, Turner's that dude. Turner that dude. He makes this shit better. So there's people looking specifically for you, bro. So shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Yes, but yo, let's get these jokes going. You know what I'm saying?
You forgot on Friday. Y'all niggas didn't say no jokes.
We did.
I know we did. We forgot. I think
it was constricted though. We can forgive ourselves because of what happened.
Yeah, I'm about to say
that's right.
The
technical difficulties. That's right.
We were just trying to get to it.
Yeah.
But I realized like I don't think we like and I don't think we called out no MidPack.
We didn't. I don't think so.
I don't think we did either.
So we can't do that again.
I feel that. Good catch. I feel that. But I did notice it too. But yeah, we was in a panic. But now, like I said, we ain't in so much of a rush. So when we have little technical difficulties, it's not, so detrimental to our time constraints anymore. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yo, did y'all hear about that dude who overdosed on weed?
The dude that overdosed on weed.
Are you just playing?
I'm just asking. Did you?
No.
Neither did I.
Yeah, okay. He did that one smooth.
Shit.
What do you call a fly on cannabis?
Fly on shit? I don't know.
A high flyer.
I like that. That's a good one. Yo, what is reality?
What is reality?
An illusion caused by lack of good weed.
Yes. Facts. That's a fact, bro.
That ain't even
Hell yeah. No, I know. That ain't even joke. That's real life right there. Hell yeah.
Like, yo, bro, that ain't even that ain't even funny, dog. That shit's real.
That's real shit.
I'd really be escaping reality with this weed, bro. No, that shit was funny. Yeah, but anyway, let's move on. So MidPack shit. We can get right to the MidPack shit.
Let's get it.
Because we already know what the MidPack shit is today. We actually got 2 MidPacks. I got 2 MidPacks for y'all today.
Okay.
The first one, Trump is running for 2024.
I'm not surprised.
He made the announcement. I'm not surprised either.
Go
what did shock me though, with him trying to be so nice and was trying to like save face with everybody on his way out the door, that in his little speech he did, he basically started like slamming the transgender community, talking about like we got to save women's sports and blah blah blah. And we talked about this briefly. You know what I'm saying? Before we started the show. And my feelings on this, and y'all can chime in too in the comments. Please comment. We read the comments. You know what I'm saying? But my feeling is look, if we're gonna allow certain women who are like taking it above and beyond to be able to perform in male sports such as football, which we've seen a couple times. I believe we've seen it in basketball, actually. I think in the college situation. I don't know if we've seen it in the NBA.
Really?
That's that high yet. Yeah. But there's like been some like women who've made it success wrestling, even. You know what I'm saying? There's been some very successful women wrestlers.
For sure.
So I think it was only natural that we were gonna end up seeing, men who identify as women to, who want to perform in those sports or like with women in, their sports.
Right.
So I think with that in mind, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that if you are, it's just in the men part, and this is going to be kind of stereotypic, typical or whatever, but men are definitely just built to be better athletes. Like, what I'm saying?
Physically. Just like you said, the muscles are bigger, bones are stronger.
There's just certain things. So like, I feel like in certain sports, those men or those women who are men at, the core, as far as like, if you were to really get down to it, right? Not what you feel, but just scientifically.
Right.
They're still going to be superior to a lot of these women. And I think that's unfair. So I think that's where you put the asterisk in their name. Like, not saying you can't perform, but we're going to put like a little asterisk. Just
like, this is why. Yeah,
hey, you had a little bit of an advantage, even if you don't think that.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Facts.
So I think that should be the thing. I don't think you should
separate it for a reason.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Trump, you're an asshole again.
Of course.
Once again, you've proved. I'm sorry, and I'm not saying that like as if I'm like a Trump hater. Like, I could give two fucks. Like, honestly, like, we've had our conversations about Trump. We've said good things about him. We've said negative things about him. It is what it is. But this is one of those moments where, again, you could just be like, Trump, like, come on, bro. You could have left, like, those comments could have just been left out. Like, have your personal feelings.
That shit in his mind.
Bruh, that's what I'm saying. You can feel that way all day, but you don't have to say it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference. Like,
but he knows what he's doing. He does it on purpose, because now we're talking about him.
MidPack shit.
Very MidPack shit.
MidPack shit.
Straight.
But moving on, because I don't want to talk about that shit no more. We got some more MidPack shit. Kim Kardashian, and she's not the MidPack.
Okay. But
this fella here, first off, Kim, I'm sorry that you keep going through so much shit. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, someone else has now tried to break into her house or, get to her in some fashion.
Okay.
So they had some dude, this Mike, motherfucking Mike. We'll be right back to you in just a moment.
You might as well be a commentator or some shit.
And we're back. You know what I'm saying? But so there was a guy who was caught trespassing, broke through her gate of her house. He never made it to the house. But when security got him and the cops got there and all that stuff, he basically like just tried to argue with the cops. Like, he even at one point said that Kim was his wife.
He was committed.
Oh
my God.
Right. Like, really it doesn't really like say anything about like what his true intentions were. It was just he wanted to get to her, and he was trying to have a conversation or something. I don't fucking know, but it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who knows what his true motives were?
He's been planning this shit for a minute.
Bro.
Yeah. This was thought out.
Just some 24-year-old dude who's got a fucking obsession with Kim Kardashian, apparently. Like, I don't know what else to say.
This is my wife, officer.
MidPack shit. You are the MidPack of the day, sir. That shit even trumps the Trump shit. Right
there, facts,
for me,
bro.
That's the true MidPack shit.
That's some real weirdo shit, bro.
But on a lighter note, and then we'll get into the cannabis stuff. Chadwick Boseman, his wife accepted his Golden Globe Award and gave a really nice, touching speech. You go to like TMZ or YouTube and stuff to hear the speech if you want to hear it. But I did want to acknowledge that. R.I.P. to the late Chadwick Boseman. You know what I'm saying? The Black Panther. You dig? Definitely just gone way too early, man. Way before his time was up, in my opinion. Yeah. So but moving on from that, bro, I just wanted to make that acknowledgement. That was some good shit to end that, you know what I'm saying? That off on. But I got a question for y'all. Have you ever gotten some weed wet on accident?
Yes.
Okay, now here's my second question. What did you do to save it? Or did you save it?
I put it in like a paper towel and just try to like soak it up and just let it chill.
Okay.
I just think I'll probably just wait it till the next day.
You just let it just dry out. Just try to dry out.
Yeah.
Word. Me personally, I think the one time that I've gotten some weed wet, I think I just threw it away.
He said, "Fuck this. We ain't trying to bring this shit back to life."
Before too, but I've gotten weed wet multiple times, and not just with like just water. Like I might have spilled like some soda. Right when I'm about to roll up, and that shit hits all the weed. And
got that sticky weed.
Yeah,
that's how real sticky. Oh, okay,
you know what I'm saying? I'm tossing it, bro. Like period. The only time that I haven't ever tossed it was it just got wet from some water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, even with the water, well, the time that I did, it was like drenched, like to the point where I was just like
over, where it's like,
well, yeah, like I felt like I was running the risk of it molding before it dried. You know what I'm saying? And then the reality is like when water hits your weed, it's already starting to diminish the THC quality and the potency and all the terps and it's just you're gonna have less quality weed regardless.
Right.
So yeah, and then add the combination of air and everything else, like you're just accelerating the quality diminish that much faster. So for me, I just usually just throw it away. I mean, I've never actually attempted to save some weed that like got wet.
What about dry weed? Have you ever tried to bring that back to life?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's easy. You can get those little humidity packs and shit all day. You know what I'm saying? Or even just fucking you ever one tech that I used to do, and actually there was a dispensary that I was at back in the day that used to do this shit. This is some early day tech. But we would take fucking uncooked tortillas and cut them into little triangles and then just toss a triangle into the dry weed. And
no shit.
And that would act like a humidity pack. Yeah, I've seen people do it with bread.
Yep.
Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or just paper towels that were damp, like they'll wring them out really good, and then just put them into the bag with the weed and stuff.
That's how they do it. It's the same shit. Like when you young and you in the kitchen, the sugar's hard as fuck. You just toss the bread in that bitch.
That's right.
Beat it back right.
Yep.
Yeah, so saving dry weed's way easier than just trying to like save some wet weed. But I only asked because there was an article about it that basically just said it was basically like ask a stoner if they've ever saved some weed or whatever. And I was like, I'm gonna ask a couple stoners about this shit. But there's pretty much like the ways that you guys said is pretty much the ways that most people are doing. Like they're just like leaving it out, putting in paper towels, or taking the one steps further, like taking the paper towel thing and adding a fan to the situation to kind of help with the circulation of air and promote that dry. And then there's other ways. The one that caught my attention, we've all seen it done with a phone, and that's putting it like a phone that fell in the toilet or whatever into rice.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's motherfuckers
people are doing that too,
saying that you can do it with the weed too, and take some wet weed and put it into some rice.
Yeah,
and,
I don't know, because that doesn't even work with the phones. Have you ever seen it work with phones before?
I've never tried it. I've never tried it.
I never, to be honest with you, a water damaged phone. So
I mean, I think the only time I've had a water damaged phone, it was back in the day when like phones weren't kind of waterproof a little bit or water resistant.
Yeah, you probably had a better chance back then.
Yeah, like now you don't see that too often.
That shit's done.
Yeah. I'm like, the only reason now one of my iPhones can possibly get wet because I just got the screen replaced on one of them.
Okay.
And when they bust open to replace the screen, they, fuck up some of the seals. Yeah. And those seals, they can't necessarily completely 100%
that's right.
Intact. Yep. So, like, it's not as water resistant as it once was. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. But, that was some random shit I thought out there. Like, see what y'all had thoughts were. I think it was all like, I don't know. Just throw that shit in the trash.
Find out.
Just throw it in the trash, goddammit. But, California testing lab sues state over revoked license. We've seen a lot of stuff. We talked about a few of the license, not license, but the testing facilities in Cali.
Yeah.
And they were having some problems. And there were some other testing facilities in other states that were not necessarily having issues as much as they were having communicative problems where like they were trying to just get more information to the public that wasn't making it to the public via, whatever reason it was.
Sure.
But yeah, so this company basically they're suing. It's based out of San Francisco, the Bay Area. Basically got their license revoked earlier this month. Has filed a suit to basically get it back. They want their shit back. They said that there was no real reason. Yeah, there was no real reason for them to have it completely taken, and they didn't get to like have like due process basically.
Yeah. So these were one of the labs where they were testing shit, but what was going on again?
So they were basically weren't given like the proper test sample results back.
That's right.
They were supposedly breaking, and this is all hypothetical, right? They got their license revoked, but these are like, since they're suing, this like obviously they need to be able to go through due processes. So we're gonna say hypothetically, they were breaking rules with third-party couriers to ship cannabis samples.
That's right.
Like I said, they were taking solid they weren't taking solid representative samples. Like I said, giving false information. They didn't have the proper surveillance,
like passing
inside.
shit that shouldn't have been passed.
Yeah, just all sorts of stuff, bro. They were shipping samples and goods without state mandated metric labels, and like, you know what I'm saying. They were just like a part of a lot of like little small mishaps that stacked on top of each other makes a big mess.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, these are alleged. Maybe they weren't as out of pocket as the state is saying. And this situation will allow them to kind of state their argument. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
See
so we got a case.
happens. Yeah, so we'll see. I just wanted to bring that because I thought it was interesting because
you're
just seeing a lot more of the testing facilities being held accountable now.
That's right.
Which I think is dope because I've always said it. Like, one of my biggest like hates in the industry, bro, like I hate it, is that people buy weed off of like numbers. I hate
THC.
Yeah.
That's all people look at.
I hate that shit. And it's because those numbers are just like so like misrepresented, or misrepresented. So like it doesn't, like, just because something says it's 40% THC doesn't mean that one, it's real. And two, it doesn't mean that the entire batch is going to be that 40% because most of these places get to cherry pick the bud or the nug that goes in for sampling.
Yeah.
So they're picking the nicest one 90% of the time.
Exactly.
And then, so on top of that, so now you have a skewed number that's just based on like this really small portion of a plant, of one specific plant at that. Not even the whole batch. They didn't take a sample from every fucking plant. It was from one plant that looked the best. And some grows, I've actually been in grows where they actually grow specific. They'll literally take one of the plants and
just for testing.
That's a testing plant.
That's crazy.
Like, they have their own little section for these are the plants that will be tested, and the rest of them are like,
I don't know how I feel about that.
But like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, you're not like, the plant potency varies from the top to the bottom no matter what. So you can't sit here and be like, oh, this is 30% THC, and then expect that the entire batch is going to be 30% THC.
Yeah,
it's not realistic.
It's just not going to happen.
It's unrealistic.
Yeah.
So that right there is one where a lot of people buy weed the wrong way, and it bothers me. And then two, it's just people miss out on so much good shit because of these fucking numbers. Like, instead of buying weed based on what they like, smells, tastes, stuff like that, people get caught up in this hype on names and these numbers.
Why do you think that is?
Because that's just how the weed game was. Like, that's
where it started from, isn't it? Like it was the name. It was the name that got everybody first.
The name was the first thing, right? Because when you look back at like the black market days, like, everybody was buying for name because we didn't know what the THC
exactly.
was.
We didn't know none of that.
We just wanted names.
That's it.
So that's where the name shit came from and stuck, right? That's why the growers love
OGs
these crazy
and
fucking
all this.
names,
Yeah.
And the breeders, but then the THC thing was the next, because that was the next little bit of information.
Now we got a number where we could put to this
Now
name.
we could be like, oh,
I knew that shit was the
one
fire.
is stronger than that one.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, most people don't even realize how these numbers are gotten. You know what I'm saying? They just know, oh, it was ran through a test. Yeah. But have you went and looked at these numbers to see the equations to even understand why and where and how? And bruh, some of this shit is just estimation. Like, when you look at the fucking
guesstimate.
Yeah, when you look at some of the equation and like some of the stuff, like, some of it holds merit and has factual like situation, but some of it is just kind of a guesstimate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know. I really hate that shit. I really hate, because numbers do not tell you how good something's gonna be.
That's a fact.
At all.
Yeah.
I've smoked some shit that was like, oh, it's 12% THC. But then smoking, I was like, oh, this shit is not 12. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know about that, though.
But that's because the reality is people don't realize that the number that you get is just the active THC, how the bud sits while it sits in this jar, not being combusted. THCA
it changes when you like that shit.
The THCA is the non-activated THC. So just because something is testing low as it sits in this jar doesn't mean that once I roll it up and light it and start smoking it, that I'm not activating
fucking skyrocket
25% more THC. And now I'm looking at a 30-something% that I'm taking in based on, the unactivated and the activated once it's all, said and done and combusted and being inhaled.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the reality. Like, you don't get so caught up on those numbers because there's other numbers that are important too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, other numbers that will definitely mean the difference between that one being trash and that one not being trash.
Facts.
You know, not the necessarily active THC that's already sitting on it as it sits. Like, I feel like THCA would be a better one for me to know. I want to know, what am I going to activate?
Exactly. That makes more sense to me, bro.
Yeah.
And then terpenes too, because a lot of people don't realize that terpenes are where a lot of the effects come from.
Yes, effects, the taste,
like
all that.
The cannabinoids help,
yes.
and they play in like a part, but terpenes.
That's my part when it comes to like the picking and shit.
Yes, hell yeah, bro.
That's what does it for me.
Yeah,
got to. We got to have terpene labels on. I mean, terpene numbers on these labels, bro. I know some people are starting to do it a little more, but
yeah,
it should be all over.
Some of the dispensaries here are starting to do it, but there's other states that. Like
they have to, right?
Yeah, it's a mandate where they have to, have terpene profiles.
That's why though, for the consumer, that's why you kind of gotta, pay attention though.
Yep.
Because if you like a certain weed for some reason, that's probably why.
Yeah, exactly. It's from that terpene. Yeah,
it's because of the
fact, bro.
Yeah, because that's where all your flavors and smells come from is the terpenes.
Yes,
not the THC levels. And your terpenes can do a whole lot more. Like terpenes can be or have been found to help with like the appetite. With hunger suppression,
right?
With you know what I'm saying,
yes.
Like the terpenes play a part in why a weed will make you feel a certain way,
that's
as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but speaking of cannabinoids, so CBG, they're talking about it's one that I keep seeing more and more and more of. Like we don't see a lot of it just because it doesn't show up in cannabis in large amounts.
Okay,
but it's kind of like it's considered like a rare cannabinoid.
Have you ever tried it?
I think I've tried like patches or like things that said it has CBG in it, but I don't know if it was all completely CBG or some other, because back in the day there was some people were using small amounts of a cannabinoid just to have it on the package, but then using some other substitute, like for instance the CBD one. There was like some stuff back in the day that it had CBD in it, but it had more melatonin than anything.
Yeah.
So obviously it's helping you with sleep because
right.
melatonin is known to fucking help you with sleep. So you know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if I've tried CBD or CBG in its like
it's good, bro.
Own state.
I've dabbed it quite a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it basically, I mean, it's been contributed to, or they're trying to figure out. Let me not say contributed to. They're trying to figure out if it's better for pain, inflammation, and aging over CBD and THC.
Word.
So it might have more or better applications for these.
Got the fountain of youth in this shit?
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it sounded like, bro. But basically, yeah, it's considered this really rare cannabinoid, and the reason there's a lack of it in the plant is because it turns itself into other cannabinoids through like the process of like growing.
So it evolves and changes through the process.
Yeah, it'll turn into like THCV. THCA, CBGA.
See, and all those could still get tested too. Once they see, that's crazy, bro. Cannabis is just crazy, bro.
It's nuts, and it's crazy how they'll evolve. Because even THC, like THC, when it hit, like when you leave it out, you ever had found like an old sack of weed, and you was like, it didn't necessarily get you high, but that shit put your ass to sleep.
Yeah.
It's because all the THC converted to CBN.
There you go.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, see, that's
so you were sitting there smoking a CBN pack. Yeah. But yeah, because of that higher content of CBN, now, obviously helped you with sleep and kind of just put you down there, super relaxed state. Crazy.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. That is crazy.
So, just, a little bit about the cannabis and cannabinoids and terpenes.
Education
and
for your
shit
ass.
There. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Virginia, though. Virginia, even though y'all ain't going to have your legal market until 2024.
Damn.
They have finally passed. They passed their legislation to be able to legalize marijuana. They're basically they're considered the first southern state to legalize recreationally.
Oh, so there's no rec in the South right now. Everyone's medical. Okay, I didn't know this.
And the medicals are better than others. But there's more than just Virginia who's having conversations. There's a bunch of states in the South that are having conversations about the rec.
Okay.
Virginia's just the first one to pull the trigger.
Dope.
Yeah.
But not till
2024. But basically, I think what they're going to probably do is they'll take the next couple years to get the laws together. You know what I'm saying? Get regulations, get the licensing stuff figured out. And you know what I'm saying? Just they'll probably try to make it so like when they get to 2024,
they're ready.
There's
they
no
feel
hiccups.
prepared and all that.
Like they can kind of go through the back and forth bullshit over the next couple years of how this is going to actually look for them.
Right.
Because that is the one reality is that, the industries look different in every state.
Yeah.
They may look similar, but they all are different.
They should just do it now and fix what happens through the process. You know what I mean? Don't wait. Don't wait.
Yeah.
Just get that shit over with. Just start.
That
and then work out the kinks through it.
Trial and error don't even start
Exactly.
until then. So.
Yep. That's real too. That is super real.
Yeah.
But we got New Jersey back in the goddamn tabloids again.
Okay.
This time,
dirty Jersey.
Well, and this time it's just because the cops, they can't call parents anymore when they catch kids smoking weed.
They must be doing that a lot if they're complaining about this shit.
It must have been like an everyday thing.
Yeah, for real.
Like they must have had a cop just paid to make phone calls to parents.
That's what it sounds like.
You know what I'm saying?
Looking for kids smoking weed.
Or something. I don't know. Like it's just that shit's just a crazy right? What the fuck? Yeah, it's just a crazy like situation. But I saw it and I was like, y'all are really complaining about that?
For real? You ain't got nothing else better to do.
Right.
Come on.
Y'all niggas
Jersey's pretty dangerous now. I think there's some hard crimes going on in Jersey.
Something else with themselves. I'm just saying. I get it. You know what I mean? You want to stop these underage nonsense, but goddamn.
Over weed? Get out of here.
Just saying, go do something with yourself. Goddamn it. Go do something with yourself. We got Colorado in the news.
Okay.
We are trying to do some cool stuff. We're trying to get more records sealed. And this time,
more what?
More records, marijuana records,
okay,
sealed.
Yeah.
And this time they're talking anything under 2 ounce limits.
Hey,
and not only under that, but then being able to anyone who got caught growing over their 12 plants, but under 24, can get their shit taken off too.
No shit. Okay, dope. Hell yeah.
And the reason for it is we may have a new possession limit.
We got more.
We may be able to buy 2 ounces.
2 ounces.
As rec
yes.
fucking users, bro.
So med what?
It's still 2. Well, med is 2 always, unless your medical card allows you to purchase more. And then
you can get like a pound a day.
Yeah, but then it's up to the dispensary if they're going to honor your full medical count or whatever, or a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So this is this is just conversation right now.
Yeah, hasn't passed yet, but this would basically, if it does, it's called House Bill 1090. Okay, and it would require courts to seal past convictions of possessions of 2 ounces of marijuana or less without giving district attorneys a chance to object. A conviction for a Class 3 marijuana cultivation felony, which involves a charge of growing more than 12 plants, but fewer than 25. I said 24, but it's 25. Would also be sealed, although growing that many plants would not be legalized. So like the plant count would not go up for growing at home just because the possession amount went up.
Right.
So it would just mean you being 21 and up without a medical card could now have 2 ounces on your persons at any given time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
that's
dope. And you'd be able to walk into a dispensary and buy 2 ounces at a time. Like you would no longer have to I got to get an ounce today and then come back tomorrow or get an ounce here and maybe go somewhere else and get another ounce. But
do you think they'll max out? Or do you think
people? Oh yeah.
Well, no. Well, let's see. Do you okay, since we'll go to 2 ounces right now, do you think eventually we'll be able to go to 3 ounces, 4 ounces?
No, they're gonna. I think this is where it's.
That's why we might max out at the 2.
Yeah, I think we're only going to 2 because that's where a lot of the states after us are hitting their limits. A lot of them.
People are already doing that, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch of states that have a recreational limit of 2.
That's right.
And then I think there's even a couple that have it's 2.5. Or 2 and some extra grams. You know what I'm saying? You get a little more than that.
Okay.
Some even have just where it's 1.5 ounces or something like that. But I think 2 is a good middle ground. Like, first off, how often are you going to be able to go in and purchase 2 ounces?
Not that often.
Right.
Yeah, right.
See, especially with prices. Yeah. So this is
is it just for non-resident? I mean, just for residents?
No, here in Colorado, it's going to be, I'm sure, for just recreational period, like how
so
it is.
So if you go in that bitch with a fucking Ohio ID, they still will sell you 2 ounces.
Yeah, I mean they'll do that now. You can go in with an Ohio and buy an ounce.
That's fine.
Yeah. So, but I think that's going to be the only thing that will stop people from maxing out now. Is it's just going to be too expensive.
Yeah.
So I think you'll see people maxing out, but it's going to be on a cost effective note, where it's they buy 2 ounces every 2 weeks,
right,
or once a month, or some shit like that.
People that don't want to keep going back and forth to the dispo type.
Right.
Thing. Yeah.
Right.
You might find a drop of your favorite weed.
There you go, and you want to and stock up on this.
It's gonna be those random times that it helps, and then I mean, obviously, this helps the Pack Boys.
Absolutely.
Obviously, that world never died, so
for sure
it slowed down, but it never died.
It's still there. It's still always gonna be there.
So this would definitely help the Pack Boys out a lot. Not having to buy 1 ounce here and go, like I said,
to the next
shop hop
one.
and,
Yep.
all that shit. So I mean, that is one other thing. That could be like a negative effect in some people's eyes. You know what I'm saying? For Pack Boys, it's great.
Yeah.
But for the illegal movement of products and stuff, I mean, this may make it that much easier or that much more enticing. Just throwing that out there, you know what I'm saying? But I do like the idea of it. Granted, like I said, I probably wouldn't be purchasing no 2 ounces on a regular basis.
How often can you?
I don't purchase an ounce on a regular.
There you
basis.
go. I was gonna.
So
there you go.
I do.
Yeah.
I usually purchase in ounces.
How long does it take you to go through it? Does it all depend?
Shit, bro, I ain't gonna cap. Probably like 4 or 5 days.
See, and that's the reason why I'll buy a little bit less, because I try to get 3 or 4 days out of like a quarter or a half ounce. Like I try to, because I used to be like how you were, just smoke stupid weed, and I've told you the prices that I used to get weed at.
I just got crazy anxiety, bro.
I feel you.
You gotta stay high.
I don't take medical. Like I'm diagnosed. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't some shit I'm just saying, but I don't take medicine for it.
I feel you. I got ADD, bro. Like severe ADD. Yeah. So like I smoke weed every day, all day. But I try to. Because when you start to really, like, even at the discount, because I get weed cheaper than probably everybody in the room, but even at my price, is like doing the math, like I'm still spending a lot of money. So to think like how much y'all are spending, like,
I already know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and that's
and that's something like most
that was
people
where
are
those
like, oh
things.
shit, I didn't know. Like I know.
Yeah, I know. I've done the math.
Exactly.
I know exactly how much
I'm spending a month.
I know how much I used to spend.
Yeah.
I did a 21-day break. Actually, where I just like quit cold turkey.
Yep.
I basically just like one day I had smoked like 3 blunts, and I was just like, and it was like back-to-back blunts, and I was like not high at all, and I was like, all right, I need to take a break. So I just literally was like, fuck it, I'm gonna smoke the rest of this shit. I smoked the rest of like the little quarter. I might have had a little more than a quarter. Just rolled the rest of them, just big fat little fucking Donkey Kong fucking fingers,
gorilla fingers,
and fucking just smoked that shit, and then 21 days just cold turkey.
Okay.
And, bro, that first blunt after I came back.
It hit different, didn't it?
Oh, bro. I mean, hit stupid different.
Nigga, I stopped smoking for only a week one time, and that shit.
I'm sure it did, but,
Hell
bro,
yeah.
21 days?
See, bro,
that shit hit so different, it wasn't even funny. I
don't
almost threw up.
I don't enjoy smoking weed. Like I love it now, but what I'm saying is, like, when I first started, I didn't really enjoy that kind of high type.
Oh, hell no. That shit used to...
I like how it makes me feel now, because it's more just like a cool.
Yeah, you have a tolerance.
I don't
shit
like
now.
to actually feel fucking high.
Yeah,
like,
I feel
you feel your heart beating and shit.
Bro, and that's how like everything was like. It was like, bruh, slow motion all over again. Like, it was nuts. It was nuts. Like to the point where I couldn't feel my legs. Like I'm not even lying to you, bro. Because like I didn't like go. I didn't like. I didn't get. I just wanted to lower my tolerance. Is all it was. But I like completely killed my tolerance.
That was the 21-day fast.
Yeah.
That's why you wanted to be like, I
need to reset.
I got to feel that punch again,
bro. I was smoking at that point. I was probably going through an ounce every 2 days.
Ooh,
I've been there.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was like dumb stupid.
Yeah.
So like now, I could like I'm good and I can like smoke all day.
You know your pace now.
And it's like I can pretty much get a quarter to last me like 2-3 days.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? And I can get a half ounce for sure to last me like 4 or 5. And that's just like, because I've just like trained myself. Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? And now it's even made it even easier being on a routine.
Yep.
You know, I smoke a blunt when I get up. I smoke a blunt when I get here. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably smoke a blunt when I get home. And then I do a bunch of work and shit. And then I might smoke like, 1 or 2 blunts or something. And then I got to like go do parent shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The times you guys have stopped smoking weed, have you noticed side effects? Like... I know for me, I'd have the craziest dreams. If I don't smoke for 3, 4, or 5 days.
I did have crazy dreams.
If I don't smoke, I'm ready to fight everybody who I see.
And stay on edge and for no reason.
Nigga, I'm the nicest
I will say
nigga,
that,
but I be
I will say
ready.
that I do show addictive tendencies when I don't have weed.
Okay.
And that's why I don't believe that when people say, oh, I'm not addicted to weed. I don't believe that shit.
I don't believe it either.
I definitely think you could be addicted to weed. I think I am.
I am.
Yeah.
Like I truly
Facts.
like if my whole mood changes when I'm running low.
Yes.
Like I know the difference between myself when I just go buy weed, when I'm running
Happy.
low on weed, when I don't have weed. You know what I'm saying? Like that is 3 different fucking Jacobs right there. Like you got 3 different individuals when I've got weed, low on weed, no weed. You got 3 different people. Like it's not even a joke. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then being the Gemini fucking life is different too. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, nigga.
So there's 6 different Jacobs right there,
You
bro.
already do not want to fuck with a Gemini. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You don't.
So,
I'm just
bro,
saying.
hey, you know that's crazy too, cause me and him both Geminis,
Yeah.
bro. We stupid cool. Like
Hell
you know
yeah.
that shit don't usually work
Right,
like that. Them
right.
niggas be ready to fight.
For sure. And I know that because me and my oldest daughter's a Gemini too. And me and her be going at it.
Yeah,
We
we
ready to fight.
banging,
She's so
yeah.
much like me. I be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to deal with you. I don't even like dealing with me. Shit.
A Gemini
Shout out to my
nigga
girl, I
who's
love her.
addicted to weed that runs out, that might be the worst nigga.
See, I'm telling you.
And I'm that nigga.
Right, you know.
That's like, nigga, yo.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's that shit. But yeah, if y'all got any stories, or if you have an argument to say that you're not addicted to weed,
Please, I gotta
guarantee
hear this.
to hear your side of the story, because I guarantee you are a different person when you have weed and when you don't. I would put money on it. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Any stoner in this bitch. But shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to Turner, Eric. You know what I'm saying? Y'all
appreciate
always
you, bro.
coming in, holding it down. Shout out to Crystal Leaves, you know what I'm saying? We got Cuban Crew, we got High Grade, we got Habana Extracts. Gang, make sure y'all go watch all the interviews and everything too. You know what I'm saying? We had the Derek Royce interview drop this last Saturday.
Tap in.
We had the Adam interview drop the weekend before that. And we've done interviews of plenty of other people. You dig what I'm saying? So go check those out. Even Turner, my dog over here, he got an album coming here soon. So make sure you follow him on all streaming platforms. Make sure you cop that shit. 'Cause my dog is hard. I'm just saying. And he's original. You ain't gonna really hear songs from him that sound like other people. That's one thing that I would say. But yeah, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to Eric, the content creation studio, everybody, all the people out there watching. If it wasn't for you, this shit would not be possible. You dig what I'm saying? Make sure that you have your robes, your kush, your coffee, and enjoy the rest of your morning. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.